Garmin Forerunner 265 promises brilliant training readiness with a gorgeous AMOLED screen and multi-band GPS accuracy. Either we've reached the perfect runner's watch, or we're paying premium for flashy metrics and battery math that doesn't add up. On paper, it's packing a 46mm lightweight build, up to 13 days of battery in smartwatch mode, up to 20 hours GPS, native running power, 30+ sport profiles, and safety features like incident detection. Sounds criminally generous for $370 and an Amazon 4.6 rating. But here's the thing, specs don't tell you how it behaves day 10, mile 200 in rain, sweat, and real workouts. I actually wore this daily, trained with it, and dug through logs. I've put the direct link to check current pricing in the description, but before you click anything, let me show you what I discovered after 3 weeks of testing. Here's what Garmin says this watch will do. It's supposed to upgrade your training with a bright AMOLED touchscreen plus buttons, give you race-ready guidance with training readiness and a race widget, deliver superior GPS accuracy with SatIQ while preserving battery, and keep you connected with music storage, Garmin Pay, and smart notifications. Pretty bold claims for a mid-premium watch, right? It wants to be the do-it-all runner's watch without the bulk or complexity. But here's where things get complicated. Reality check. They claim 13 days of battery in smartwatch mode. What you actually get with always-on display, notifications, HRV tracking, and a few GPS runs a week is more like 4 to 6 days. Here's why. AMOLED screens and always-on watch faces draw constant power, HRV sampling runs nightly, and multi-band GPS spikes consumption when you leave SatIQ in auto. Turn off AOD and dial back notifications and sure, you'll stretch it. But let's be real here. If you buy an AMOLED Garmin and don't use AOD, that's not maximizing the watch, that's expensive confusion. They claim up to 20 hours of GPS. What you actually get depends entirely on settings. All systems plus multiband with music streaming and bright backlight can drop that to around 7 to 9 hours. With SatIQ managing bands and no music, yes, you can approach the spec. Here's where it gets mathematically impossible. Wanting multiband locked on, full brightness, frequent restrays, music on watch, and still expecting 20 hours. Pick 2, they claim training readiness and morning report will guide your day. What you actually get is a helpful nudge. If your sleep is consistent, you wear it every night for weeks and your stress tracking isn't thrown off by caffeine or a chaotic workday. The algorithm needs about 3 weeks of HRV and training load to stabilize. Miss a few nights or have poor sleep detection and that readiness score will swing from go crush it to take it easy with little context. It's not lying, just heavily dependent on clean inputs. They claim superior positioning accuracy with SatIQ. What you actually get is excellent track fidelity on city streets and trails compared to older GPS-only watches. But dense urban canyons still bounce signals and multiband toggling can leave small corners clipped. In head-to-heads with a higher-tier Garmin with full maps and the same chip family, distance was within 0.5% on most runs. That's strong but not infallible, and without onboard maps, turn-by-turn is basic breadcrumb, fine for a park loop, sketchy for complex trail systems. They claim safety features keep you covered. What you actually get is incident detection and assistance that require your phone in range with connectivity. If you run rural without cell service, treat it as a limited safety net, not a lifeline. Here's where things get interesting. Music is baked in on the 265, so no more music versus non-music variants. You can load playlists and leave the phone at home, but Bluetooth headphones plus multiband GPS plus AMOLED equals faster battery drain. Also, Garmin Pay works, but bank support varies by country. Great if your bank's on the list, useless if it's not. The plot twist, for navigation and ultra use, the 265's missing piece is maps. If you want topo maps and ClimbPro on courses with elevation profiles, you're looking at a different tier. Battery life. My mixed-use test, AOD on, 50% brightness, notifications on, 3 GPS runs per week, all systems auto via SatIQ, light music on 1 run. Result, 5 days per charge, occasionally 6 if I disabled AOD during office hours. Pure GPS test with multiband locked on, no music, steady backlight at low, 14 to 15 hours. With music and backlight higher, around 8 hours. That's good for most runners but not ultra territory. GPS accuracy, multiband plus SatIQ is legit. Street corners look clean, bridge segments are tidy, and tree cover handling is much improved versus older Forerunners. Track sessions still show minor lane drift compared to a foot pod, but splits are reliable. Elevation relies on barometer. The 265 uses GPS-based elevation. Expect smoother altitude graphs from higher-end models with barometric sensors. Translation: distance is great, elevation can be wobbly on rolling routes. Build quality: the 46mm case is lightweight and comfortable with responsive buttons and a responsive touchscreen that you can lock during workouts. The lens is Gorilla Glass, not sapphire, so expect micro scratches if you bump into gritty surfaces. Strap is quick release and comfy. No wireless charging, proprietary cable as usual. Training features: here's what nobody tells you: training readiness can be both motivating and confusing. If you lift at night, sleep short, then nail an easy morning run, readiness may still scold you. It's doing its math: HRV, load, sleep, but you need to think like a coach, not a robot. Race widget is handy, but those daily suggested workouts can be overly aggressive for beginners and too generic for advanced runners. Smartwatch stuff: notifications are crisp, emojis limited, replies better on Android. Garmin Pay is fantastic if your bank supports it. Connect IQ adds watch faces and data fields, but expect fewer always-on watch face designs due to AMOLED burn-in protections. User feedback: a 4.6 Amazon rating is strong and many love the display and comfort. The consistent gripes: battery reality with AOD on, occasional HR spikes during intervals compared to a chest strap, and navigation that tops out at breadcrumb guidance. Not a drop-shipped mystery product, just a focused runner's tool with clear trade-offs. Verdict: buy with caution if you know your priorities. If you're a road runner who wants vibrant visuals, excellent GPS, native running power, music on watch, and you charge twice a week, the 265 delivers. If you want real maps, better ultra battery, and advanced navigation, skip this and save for the Forerunner 965 or Fenix/Epix. If budget matters and you can live without AMOLED, the 255 still offers fantastic value. At around $370, the 265 sits in a weird middle: premium screen, mid-tier mapping. Worth it if display and comfort matter more than expedition-level features. Otherwise, save your money for the right tool. Train smart, not just bright. Thanks for watching. If this review saved you from wasting money or helped you find something actually worth buying, I've put the link to check current pricing and read more reviews in the description. And hey, if you do decide to buy through my link, it helps fund these investigations without costing you extra. Got questions about the 265 versus 965, or want a budget pick breakdown next? Drop it in the comments. I read them and test what you ask for. New deep dive every week. Stay sharp, run smarter, and I'll see you in the next one.